We are live at the MusiCares Person of the Year event. It's a tribute this year honoring the legendary group Aerosmith, who we know and love. Can't wait for this. My name is Jeremy Parsons. I'm the co-host of People Now. It's great to see you. Joined here by the deputy news editor for the West Coast. For People.
You got it.
Melody Chu, did I get it all?
You got it.
Right here. It's so good to see you. Are you pumped for this?
So pumped.
Yeah.
What a great lineup.
It is a really good lineup. So the deal is, guys, this is the 30th annual event, MusiCares event, raising lots of money for great causes for people in the music business. So this tribute does that. That's one thing. Also, some of the biggest names in music make their way down this carpet into that auditorium and perform, in this case, Aerosmith songs. So we're going to have people like John Legend and some others. Who are you excited to
hear? Oh, the
hear
Jonas
from?
Brothers are going to be here, and hopefully all their wives. We
We are, fingers crossed for the wives.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Joe Bros out of the way. Ladies, come to the front. We got to talk about that new music video that went viral with them just recently. So there are many things like that we want to get to. But let's think about this. John Legend performing an Aerosmith song. Which song is it?
Oh gosh, he's so known for ballads, right? But I can't picture him. I don't know, maybe Crazy.
I can see Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him at a piano for sure. And then down the line, Kesha also going to be here.
Yeah, she can rock out. I think people, because her last music has been so emotional, and more like ballads, but people forget she's a rock star.
Yeah, she is a rock star. I haven't forgotten.
I think
Ashley McBride's here. How about this for a rock star? Hey, Ashley, how are you? Step right on up here.
Melody.
Great to see you.
It's good to see you too.
The last time I spoke to you was in Las Vegas at the ACM Awards. It was a big night. Talk about, though, in the scale and the scheme of, music weeks, music events, where you're honoring people and honoring artists, what a night like tonight means.
This week is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get any bigger. When you get to do MusiCares and you get to do the Grammys, nothing is bigger. The performances here tonight are going to be insane. And then there's still Sunday to watch all those performances.
And speaking of insane, performances you're doing, Dude Looks Like a Lady, right?
I mean, have you ever heard a female country singer do it?
I want to know, can you even give us the slightest little...
It's time. I should do this.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Plus, I was like, I have a pair of leather pants.
Yeah.
I need an occasion to wear them. This is the time to do
Why
it.
not MusiCares?
I have promised not to sing much on this live stream, but I'm just picturing like a little, Dude looks like a lady. I mean, it's like okay, I'm just trying to hone the country twang a little.
Right.
And is that what you're bringing? I know you got your own thing. You got your own sound.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Okay.
You'll see it.
Not getting it. Not getting it here tonight. I think everyone has their thing that comes to mind when they hear Aerosmith, when they see literally the logo, right? Mm-hmm. Or Steven Tyler, someone like that. Yeah. What comes to mind for you?
Wow, the logo reminds me of my sister's t-shirts I used to steal all the time. But when I hear, and I don't want to sound too basic or age myself, but when the Armageddon film came out, and Don't Want to Miss a Thing was everybody's song. It was every boyfriend and girlfriend. It was every wedding. And as annoying as that got as I was growing up, it's still, when you hear it, you just go, oh.
Everyone knows every lyric.
Right, you're just like, guys, hush. Don't want to miss a thing. You're like, come on, we're not
We got a little bit of that one.
Nice.
Nice. Hey, what's going on with you that you're looking forward to that's coming up?
The record comes out in April, on April 3rd. And plus, the One Night Standards tour is kicking off at the end of January. And then in February, we jump on with Luke Combs for the Beer Never Broke My Heart tour. It's going to be great.
Melody, do you know who Luke Combs is? Are
Oh
you
my
country
gosh, he's
music?
the best.
Okay, yeah. Luke Combs, I saw him live in concert in New York last year. Didn't know who he was when I went to the concert. He was opening for someone else. And I sure do know now. And he's one of the breakout stars. As you have had such a big moment in your music career over the past year or two, who has been sort of a standout encounter for you? Now you're going on this tour and things like that, but it's something that really stands out to you as an artist.
As far as how to treat people, there were two acts that were really great the last 2 years. It was Little Big Town and Miranda Lambert, and touring with them really taught me how to treat people when you're on the road, every single person. And then just being around Miranda and working with her and writing with her and everything, she's just the best human being I've ever been around, and she's just a class act.
What's it like being in the studio with her? Like when you guys are writing together?
Awesome. It's so cool. And we were all like kind of facing each other. I was across from Kaylee Hammock, and I walked in and I said, "Sorry, I'm late. I wasn't doing anything weird. Like I was just stuck in traffic." And she goes, "I didn't ask. Did you want tequila?"
Sets the tone.
Right.
Real early.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So good to talk to you.
It's good to talk
Have
to
fun tonight. We can't wait to hear your
Good
rendition.
luck at the Grammy.
Of
So
Dude.
excited for your nominations.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, Dude Looks Like a Lady.
Ashley has 2 Grammy nominations, actually, I think, which is so exciting. You were just saying how her career really took off over the last few years. She never gave up, and I think that's sort of the theme of the night, too. Like, you could hit rock bottom, or you could, you know, not be where you want to be, but, and we have
here we go. Alice Cooper's here. No big deal. Hello. Hi, how are you? It's great to see you.
Hi.
Calico, good to see you. I'm Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
Let's step on up here into the light. I clean up well? Yeah, too. Oh my gosh, thank you. From your perspective, talk about a night like tonight and what it means. Look, you've been in the business, you know what Grammys week is like, but this kind of night, Aerosmith being honored, what's it mean to you?
Well, Aerosmith and us came up at the same time. We're like blood brothers, you know. Hard rock bands can go as long as they can go. You know, it seems like music goes up and down all over the place, but hard rock bands, the Stones, Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, those bands can just keep going through generations because everybody loves guitar rock.
Right.
You know, look at the Who. The Who are still playing, you know. So tonight, it was just when they said, you want to do a song with, you know, Aerosmith, that's like saying, do you want to do a song with your own band? You know?
That's kind of true, right? There's something
And Joe is in the Hollywood Vampires with Johnny Depp. So Johnny and Joe and I are all going to be on stage with Aerosmith today.
So much crossover. And one of the reasons Aerosmith is being honored tonight is because they've given back so much, and they're so open about their own struggles with addiction and you know, all of that in the public eye. And you've also been very open about your own past. What advice would you give, you know, these musicians who might be struggling and not really seeing light at the end of the tunnel right now?
Well, you know, it's always that allure of the drug thing and the alcohol thing because it was very romantic. They think of the days gone past. But they have to also remember, most of those guys died at 27. And they were all old friends of ours. You know, we watched Jim Morrison and Jimi Hendrix and those guys go down at 27. We were the guys that saw that light and stopped and kept going. So I've never met one guy in any band that said, oh yeah, drugs is a great idea. You know, yeah, let's do that again.
Yes.
No, every guy that's still here are guys that went, wow, that almost got me.
That close.
You know, so, and with the things that are going on today with the drug scene on the street, I mean, you can die from anything. There's fentanyl is everywhere, you know.
It's very scary in those ways. As fans, we hear your story, other musicians obviously inspired. From your perspective, Calico, what inspires you the most about this man's story and where he's been?
Well, I think, you lead by example. Any parent can tell their kids, don't do drugs, don't do this, don't do that. But if you see somebody says, I did it, not like I'm telling you to do it because I have no idea. I did it, I've done it. Also, you know, I'm a musician and watching him go, I did it, I've done it. Let me tell you what works, let me tell you what doesn't work. So by leading by example, I never picked it up. And it wasn't because I was afraid or any like stigma. It was just, he just said, why? Why waste your talent? Why waste your time? And so now he has a teen center called the Solid Rock, and it's all about like, you know, after school programs for kids. And I love that a lot of people in his position, like Aerosmith, are doing that, are using their power and influence to really help kids that don't have music programs, that don't have a lot of guidance, and maybe not somebody to say, hey, look, I did this, and now I'm here. So don't even waste your time.
Yeah, you can't lie about it and say, you know, I always said that what happens when your kid says, did you do drugs? But yes, that's why I can talk about it.
Right.
That's why I can tell you it's not great. If I didn't do it, I would go, I don't know.
Now,
When we're in that room tonight, I'm thinking about all the tributes that are going to be pouring out. What Aerosmith song are you most excited to hear?
Well, I don't know if they're going to do Pink or not, but Pink is one of my favorite Aerosmith songs. I always thought that was a great, underrated song. You know, but I don't know if they're going to do that or not, but because we only rehearsed our song.
Okay, all right, yeah. And wait, which one are you singing again?
Oh, I'm not telling you.
Oh, come on! So close.
So close.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Well, let's just say I'm playing harmonica on it.
Okay.
And that narrows it down to...
Half the song.
Half the songs in the entire
what?
library.
We rehearsed the song. I got a call last night. He says, let's not do that one. Let's do this one. I went, okay.
Wait, really?
So that could change again.
Like last minute change, and you're good for that.
I'm fine with
I
that.
feel like you're used to that though. You can, yeah.
You got to think on your feet.
Yeah, being spontaneous is like part of the rock star, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we all know all the songs, so it's just a matter of switching your brain to what song we're doing. You know.
Now, music runs in the family, I was going to say. You're also a singer. Do you remember the first time you heard her sing and how proud you were?
I look. She was doing, what was it? A character with the baseball bat.
Oh, the Motor Queen.
Yeah, right. Well, no, not your character. The one that's on Batman.
Oh, Harley Quinn.
She was doing Harley Quinn before Harley Quinn.
Oh, nice.
And so, you know, when I saw her, I went, Where did she get this?
Where could it come from?
Why is she carrying a baseball bat with nails in it?
It's so great to talk to you both. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing some time with us. Have a good night. Oh, there we go. There's gonna be a lot of this stuff tonight. Have a good time. All right. So, looking forward to that. We got some clues. We got a little harmonica action in there. So that's pretty
I
nice.
think I spot Celeste coming up, actually.
Hi, Celeste. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Jeremy. It's great to talk
Hi,
to you.
Jeremy. Nice to talk to you.
Hi, Melody.
Melody. Nice to talk to you. I like your dress.
All right,
you so
Celeste, thinking about tonight, what are we most excited about? Walking through the door here, this is the first glimpses of the event. What are you pumped for?
You.
Oh, come on. Stop. Speaking my language.
The performances. What else? The performances, absolutely. Melissa Etheridge is a very, very good friend, and I'm excited to. I mean, there's so many amazing people performing tonight, but I'm particularly excited about her performance
And
today.
do we know what Melissa's saying?
Oh, I certainly don't know, and if I did, you know I couldn't tell you, of course.
All right.
Is there an Aerosmith go-to song for you? Like you're in the shower, you're in the car. There's one that you just got to belt.
I mean, Walk This Way is such a basic answer, but it is just.
But here's
so
the thing,
good.
every song almost sounds like a basic answer,
Because
and it
they're
just
all
speaks
hits.
to how they're all hits,
No,
right?
because they are actually all hits.
Right,
So
absolutely.
yes, Walk This Way.
Grammys week, Grammys weekend, there's a lot of sort of momentum. It's a really special time. Have you experienced some of the other parties this week, or what's been?
I have. I
Okay.
was at that Dr. Dre thing at the Village Studios. That was amazing.
Please God, let me be at a point in my life where I can just subtly drop, I was at that Dr. Dre thing.
That was a trap. That was a trap.
No, I asked you,
Yes,
and I wish that I could have that moment.
Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can. Next time. That'll be there for you.
What's the takeaway from that Dr. Dre thing that you were at?
The takeaway was he had an incredible speech where he was just sort of talking about his experience in the industry, and the best, not only the best thing I heard that night, one of the best things I've ever heard is he was like, I'm never afraid to be in a room. I'm never afraid to be in a room with someone who's smarter than me. And he just kept talking about how it's like he never leads with ego. And I was so moved by that, because you would think someone that accomplished and that talented and that just renowned, I don't know, would maybe approach it differently. So I really appreciated hearing about his just humility. It was so incredible.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Especially someone in that position, right?
Yes.
That could lead with ego, and we'd be like, yeah, you should. You got that. You earned it.
Literally everybody was there to celebrate him. I would lead with ego. So he said it, and I was like, okay, different approach to life.
Who are you rooting for on Sunday?
Everybody Black. I mean that, but also, I mean, Lizzo is incredible. I just worked with Lizzo. She's amazing. It's hard to not root for Lizzo because Lizzo is Lizzo. She's
And her
unbelievable.
career really skyrocketed over last year. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell us, what do you know about her that maybe not everyone sees, because she's incredible. She's this force.
Okay, well, what I can say is, going into working with her, I thought, okay, she should be cool, she should be nice,
Right.
because that's certainly the persona, but I would say she is more kind, more generous than you could imagine. And in the performance I did with her on SNL, the way that it initially was staged, I was going to be sort of upstage with the rest of the band. You know, all of us were sort of there, but certainly not as features as I ended up being. And that was totally on her. She came into rehearsal and sort of saw how things were, and she was like, "Come down stage, like let's have a moment together." And that is rare that somebody like that wants to share their space in that way, and it was so beautiful.
For any artist, performing on SNL is this benchmark moment.
Sure.
From a behind-the-scenes perspective, did you feel like Lizzo had just was able to soak that all in as it was happening?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to. Sure. It's also one of those things that happens so quickly. Like, you're in the building and you're walking around and you're seeing pictures of everyone that's been in the building. Plus, our that episode Eddie Murphy was hosting for the first time.
It was a huge night, right?
Oh my God! So it was like thing after thing, you know, on that our sort of dress rehearsal day. We're walking down the hall, and I'm like, oh, casually Dave Chappelle. Oh, casually Chris Rock. Oh, Alec Baldwin. Oh, like Larry David. I mean, everybody was there, and I think all of us kept sort of just looking around at each other, being like, this is incredible. So yeah, I mean, I think she definitely soaked it in. Yeah.
What is waking you up every morning excited, coming up in the future?
Waking me up every morning excited. New music. I have a new record coming out sometime this year. I don't know exactly when. I think maybe around the summer.
Can you give us a little, like, an idea of like the feel, the tone? How do you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, it's rock and roll music. There's a lot of influences, but ultimately I play rock and roll, and I'm really interested in this idea of redefining what a rock star looks like. And she looks like me.
And she looks like you. She's right here.
She's right here.
And a night like tonight, Aerosmith being honored, kind of the ultimate rock stars.
Yeah, sure.
Is there anything about, you know, as an aspiring and as someone who is already accomplished in the music biz, but still looking at Aerosmith?
Yeah, sure.
What do you glean from them as rock stars that you're like, yep, I can take that little nugget and work it in?
I mean, I think it's like what you said earlier. When you talk about every single song, they're hits, and there's something about writing songs that just feel good, that you can't deny that you listen to Walk This Way and there's something that happens in your body and your soul. So I'm so inspired by music like that can live on in that way, and if I could get just a teeny tiny bit, a touch of that, I've accomplished it all.
I just feel like everybody's got their little Steven Tyler that lives inside.
This way!
Kind of a wow, right?
Well, you definitely do. We just learned
you
right
got,
now.
okay, I don't know. I thought maybe you had a little one in there. Is there a particular lyric that's just like singing in the shower and it's just fun to belt it? I don't know. Am I setting people up in the worst way tonight? I'm sorry.
That's the worst setup I've actually
ever heard.
I don't know if there's
This is the worst one. On the spot, sing like Steven Tyler. No, don't do it.
I can't.
Okay,
I mean, I wouldn't.
We're gonna save it for in there. Put it on your gram later. We'll know who got you there.
Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Nice
It's
meeting
great to
you.
talk to you tonight.
Great talking
Have
to
fun.
you. Have fun in there.
Nice meeting you.
I'm gonna keep begging people to do their Steven Tyler. I don't care if it's super annoying to everyone.
At least
I'm
you're
not.
joining in.
Well, again, sorry for the annoyance. Here we go. Yola's here. Hello, Yola. Hi. Oh my goodness, it's so good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes, my name is Jeremy. This is Melody.
Hi. You look like royalty.
I was going for Queen,
Great.
you know, Queen of Country Soul and everything.
Thank you.
Hey, right before this, when I was watching, let's step up a little bit into the light. When I was watching some videos of you, I think I saw you on Fallon?
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like it's similar to what we were speaking about just a little earlier, benchmarks in careers. Being on the Tonight Show. Right? I mean, where does that fall into the line of like, whoa, this is feeling legit?
It is right up there in the feeling legit stakes.
Yeah.
Seriously. I had a real moment when I bumped into Questlove.
Okay.
And I
Wait, what
said-
do you mean? What was the moment?
Just a moment of, there he is.
Did he know that you had the moment, or was it just on your
No,
side?
it was just me. It
Okay.
was just me on my own going, oh yeah, there he is.
You kept it to yourself.
He knows now.
There you go, oh yeah.
Is there a moment you're most proud of over the past year? Is that
Oh my goodness.
highlight?
I feel like the highlights for me were very much at the beginning. It took a lot to get over into this place of putting out this record. And so just the birthing of this record in February last year was everything.
Talk to me about your vibe on stage. And I just feel like watching videos of you perform, I just feel like you come alive. Like, I mean, and I guess that's kind of that sounds so cliche to say that, but no, but particularly for you, it feels like you get in a zone and it just comes to life. Talk to me about that from your perspective.
Well, for me, the purpose of live performance is to engage with a different sensation than maybe in the studio. Maybe if you're singing to yourself, you're trying to channel something. You're trying to really lock into how you feel emotionally about that song or about those lyrics at that time. And so I am always trying to go and find that sensation to be utterly present. And so that's what you're getting. I'm also surprisingly silly.
Surprisingly what?
Silly.
Oh, silly, yes, right. You don't care, we don't expect it, right?
I know, I don't take myself desperately seriously.
Okay.
And so, like when I come out of the wherever the zone is, I'm normally making jokes of some description.
That's good.
That's
And
what it is.
even when you're walking around, like, what do Grammys mean to you?
Well, it just feels like validation for taking a pretty colossal risk. Over quite a long period of time, I've been homeless in my life. I have lost my voice in my life. I've been in a house fire and homeless again.
Wow.
And all of this was on a journey and taking risks and taking risks and taking risks. Because I knew I had a path that I didn't want to diverge from. And certainly being a dark complected woman you can get pushed into roles that you don't want to be in. And so staying true cost me a lot, and this is validating.
That's powerful. That's really powerful.
And MusiCares is, like you said, you were in a dark place before, and their goal is to help artists and musicians be as healthy, happy as possible. Tell me, who was your support system when you were in those dark moments? Like, who could have been your MusiCares?
Nobody, which is why I wound up on the street.
Yeah, which is why something like MusiCares is so important, right? To help
really
the artists in the
important.
community, right?
Yeah, no, it took me a long time to get out of those holes. And the reason why my career maybe started a little later than you'd expect is because of all of that arc of needing that support. Things like this are essential, especially when it comes to voice care. I had bilateral vocal nodules.
Oh my goodness.
And there weren't enough people who specialized in physio for the vocal muscles. There weren't enough people who understood how to rehabilitate for singing, not just for speech. And so all of these things are utterly essential.
Could be deal breakers. Man, you're so inspiring. I just would love to talk to you all night. Maybe we will later, okay?
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. And congratulations on everything.
Oh, thank you
Have fun
very
again
much.
tonight.
Thank you.
Have a good night. We're talking about that a little bit, what you mentioned with MusiCares, and if you're just tuning in and you don't know what's going on, this is the MusiCares Person of the Year. It's a tribute for Aerosmith this year. MusiCares is an organization that has raised over 60 million, tens and tens of millions of dollars, and all of this going toward helping the community, helping musicians maintain healthy lives, helping with self-care, mental health issues and things.
They step in when there's natural disasters. They were there for Hurricane Katrina. And I mean, they're just there when you feel hopeless,
right.
I think is the goal for them.
So this event, though it is star-studded and we love to kind of get the glitz and the glam of the night, we love to hear from artists that we love to, kind of get little insight. The real meaning of it and what's happening here is that money's being raised for a cause that's really, really important. So that's fantastic. All right, so Yola, nominated, such an incredible story. Some other people that are going to be performing tonight. Again, if you're just tuning in, other artists will be performing Aerosmith hits.
Leanne Rimes.
Leanne Rimes.
Jessie J. She's a powerhouse. A lot of powerhouse singers, actually. And then we have Gary Clark.
Gary Clark.
Yep. Kesha, right?
Yep. John Legend, people's current reigning sexiest man alive. He's also going to be making his way down. Will Chrissy T can be here too? Well, we don't know. We hope so, and you'll have to stick around to find out. Again, we're live in LA at the MusiCares 30th annual event, and then the 62nd Grammys are coming up on Sunday night. We'll also be streaming there. Can't wait for that. You have been at People now for a bit. When we go through awards season, there's always this energy surrounding every show. The SAG Awards, the Golden Globes, the Oscars. The Grammys is a unique experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a different beast. I think also because musicians are so spontaneous and they're unlike any other artist in this industry. You never know what could happen.
Yeah. Brian Tyler's here. There he is. Hey, right in the middle. Come on over, Brian. Here he goes. Here he goes. Good to see you.
Hey,
How's it going?
Very good. How are you doing?
Good. Love the look.
Oh, thank you, man.
It looks like you're ready to have fun.
Yeah. Tonight is about fun for sure, and honoring MusiCares. But wow, Aerosmith, unbelievable. It's gonna be great.
Is there I know we've been asking everyone as they when you think about Aerosmith, when you see the logo, when you see them or hear Steven Tyler's name, the voice, whatever. Yeah. What pops in your head first?
The first music memory I have of them is Dream On. I heard it on the radio. It was the only time I've called a radio station.
Oh, wow, okay.
To say, what was that? I mean, I was a little kid. And
Back in the day when you had to do that, right? To find out what a song was.
It was like on some throwback something, I don't know, in LA. It was an LA station. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, wow, that really caught my ear. And so, ever since then, huge fan. And amazing tonight. Yeah, awesome.
When was the first time you ever saw them perform?
I'd say it was right around, you know what it was? It was right after Armageddon. They were doing that tour, and so they had their new
Such a milestone in everyone's life. Armageddon and this song.
Yeah, I know. And I know Diane Warren, and she's going to be here any minute, and she's great, and it's been great. So, and then being able to work with Joe Perry later, it's been amazing. So, that was the first time I saw him live. Yeah.
What are you most excited for that's coming up for you?
I mean, tonight, I want to see some really cool flips of their tunes.
Right,
every year, MusiCares does something really cool with the tunes, some kind of flip on things that we know, but then there's a different angle. With great artists. So there's so many here.
Talk about for people who don't really get or know or are aware of MusiCares and as an organization, how helpful it is to the community and sort of the purpose and the cause.
Yeah.
From your perspective, what can you shed light on?
I mean, I have a personal connection to it. A friend of mine, actually, his life was saved, was really in trouble and had no out, no insurance, no medical. They really stepped in and literally saved his life. And so forevermore, anything that they ask of me, I'm there, for sure.
This industry can be so tough for musicians.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it really is one of those things. You go into it because you love it, but that means you can be really vulnerable, you know? And so MusiCares stepping in and kind of providing that stopgap is really important.
Ryan Tyler, great to talk to you. Have fun in there tonight. Thank you so much. Good to hear from you. Those personal stories are what really bring the whole thing to life, right? Like, and how it's actually tangibly helping a lot of different people. Well, hello. We're coming on in. Hello, sir. How are you? I'm great. Hi, Rick. It's great to talk to you. Let's come on all the way up here. First of all, hey, we always at People on the carpets, we talk about the style and the fashion. You've got the look here. Talk about the inspiration. There we go.
Well, let's see. My inspiration is music.
Music. That's right. Yeah.
It's all music oriented.
Yeah.
And the inspiration is looking at you two guys.
Hey, what is it? Hey, the whole group here?
I think we have the whole, we
Come on in. Here we go. Hi, guys. Come on
Hi.
into the light here.
How are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Let's talk about a night like tonight from your perspective. You've been in the business. You know what Grammys Week is like. You know what MusiCares is like. But what is the significance of this event for people who aren't so familiar?
I don't know.
I think the fact that Aerosmith asked us.
Yeah, right.
You know, they've been asking us a lot of stuff for a long time, and we usually don't respond. We don't respond, but tonight we are.
Okay.
MusiCares has made a difference. We've been talking to, artist after artist saying, I have a friend who, was helped, their life was literally saved by MusiCares, or, personally. Why is this organization so important, do you think?
We don't need help. We need help.
Because artists, musicians,
MusiCares exists for people like us. When things are bad or people are down in the music business, and musicians, they all need some help.
Dual answers. Wait, one more time. Let's hear from you. Sorry, we had two. We had dual answers.
Oh no! I was just saying that's what it's for. It's for musicians and people that are down and out and they need something to lean on. This is the perfect thing to lean on. MusiCares. We've done stuff for MusiCares many times, and it's always great.
Sunday night, what are we looking forward to? Big Grammys.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like the Grammys.
Yeah?
Nah, I remember when I was young, it's like Rolling Stones, Beatles, that whole crowd. Not good enough.
Telling it like it is. Guys, thank you so much.
But I'm disappointed Jethro Tull's not running.
Plus
tonight.
Aerosmith, our favorite band.
We'll talk to somebody about that a little later, all right? We're taking the notes, and we're seeing if we can find someone. Thank you so much. It's great to talk to you.
The Irishman wins. I don't know.
We're rooting for the Irishman here. Is this the wrong show? I don't know. We're a week or two early. Not really sure. Thank you, guys. Thanks very much. Have a good night tonight. Okay.
Those are some actual rock stars.
Real deal. Okay, so one thing that I do love when we compare the different kinds of carpets that we do, right? Whether it be actors from TV shows, movies, or musicians in this case, you're really right that you just never know kind of like what's going to happen. And there's something about like old school rockers that they know how to bring it, and they do their thing, and that's that. All right, so here we go. If you're just checking us out right now for the first time, MusiCares honors different artists every single year, and this huge tribute this year to Aerosmith. Aerosmith's song that's top of your list is
Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Right.
But I also love Crazy. And then we were listening to, the whole playlist. You
on the way over.
Right. You forget how many songs they have, and then every single one.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to keep bantering before another artist comes down here, I will tell you this, and I don't know if you guys saw over the holidays. Was it over the holidays? Maybe it was just recently. Whatever. Mrs. Doubtfire was playing. Is it trivial or trite to just minimize it all to Mrs. Doubtfire, but dude looks like a lady? Come on. One of my favorite movies growing up. Sat and watched it with commercials.
By yourself or with the family?
That doesn't matter. Maybe it was a sad night and I was alone, but dude looks like a lady comes on. And it makes things better. But anyway, you think about Aerosmith's contribution, the songs and the playlist and the tracks that have made their way into movies that we love, that are legendary movies, into obviously the albums and the hits that they've had. The stories go on and on and on. We were reading some of in the packet about some of their favorite stories and the moments they had. Clive Davis, and as they exploded into fame, and as their career took off, the big decisions they had to make along the way. It's really incredible, the story of Aerosmith and what has brought them to this night.
They've been through a lot.
Yeah, they really have, and I know that tonight inside this tribute, we're going to be hearing some of those stories, but more importantly, maybe more interesting, or not more interesting, but for some of us that are fans of them and many other people, hearing all these other superstars of the day give their tribute and talking about how much they appreciate Aerosmith and what they sort of mean to them. Grammys weekend, you give me like an idea from the People magazine perspective. You're doing the coverage, you're here on the West Coast, so you're interacting with the stars. Talk to me about a highlight for you recently in interviews you've done or that have been featured in People when it comes to musicians that are hot.
Well, Taylor Swift has 3 nominations on Sunday, and she was one of our People of the Year. And so that was really exciting. I mean, to get to spend a few hours with her. And John Legend was our sexiest man alive. He's going to be performing on Sunday.
And tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to do tonight?
I think some people were saying like, don't want to miss a thing. John Legend can do whatever he wants, honestly, right?
He
it would almost
actually
be,
can sing
maybe
anything
it would
he
even be
wants.
more interesting if they took a more aggressive rock track from Aerosmith
Right.
and then
And
he
watch
pared
him
it
kill
down
it.
and reimagined it on the piano. I don't know. But I could watch and listen to him do anything. Anyway, but yes, Taylor Swift, a lot of revelations, and she's got this new documentary out. She's having this huge moment. So really interesting, and will be interesting to hear more from her this weekend.
Yeah.
And the Jonas Brothers, who are showing up tonight as well.
I'm so glad they're back.
Me too.
Yeah.
And how do they keep killing it? Like, it's like huge moments with weddings and their personal life and different things going on. They release music. They get so much press.
I feel like their wives were their biggest inspiration. They got married, and then suddenly they were back. They got Grammy nominations.
Yeah.
I mean, behind every great man, right?
That's exactly right. Especially yes. And we were just talking about the music video that just went viral, where they're all featured and doing some of the reimaginings of some of those classic '80s movies. Risky Business. You had Nick sliding out in the socks. That one. Okay. Nick doing his thing, sliding out in the socks like Tom Cruise in Risky Business. Anyway, I don't know. It's really great. We can't wait for them. Also, you can't see this. Maybe you can. I don't know if we can take the wide shot. But Leanne Rimes is just down the carpet.
Very pretty.
It'll be interesting to talk to her. She's got a lot going on. And obviously, someone that we've had on People Now many times recently. I think about some of the interviews we've had. And the thing that stuck out most to me about Leanne Rimes, huge icon, holds this place in pop culture, for me anyway, as a fanboy, but is as down to earth and so engaging, basically makes me feel like I'm interesting, and I know I'm not, and you know I'm not too, right now. But she has that kind of persona.
Oh, for sure. And there's so many more interesting people coming aside from her too. You said Jessie J, who's performing tonight, was one of your first guests on People Now. Is
Let's
that right?
back up the clock. People Now launched a couple years, 4 years ago, give or take, 5 years ago on people.com, People platforms. Check it out. We're live every day at noon Eastern. If you haven't, please do it. We have celebrity interviews. Jessie J was maybe the first live guest we had. And it was right when she had sort of had a big wave with new music and everything. She came in. Little known fact about Jessie J, maybe the hardcore fans will know this. She's like a pro tap dancer. She can tap, like legit tap dance. I got her to do a little with me. Maybe she'll do it tonight. Probably not. Will I shamelessly try to get her to? Yes. Will I be embarrassed if she doesn't? Probably, but it's still worth the effort. The bigger question, who will she show up with?
Well, Channing Tatum just made them Instagram official right before, saying he's going to support her tonight. Yeah. I see Diane Warren. She's getting her 11th Oscar nomination this year, which is pretty incredible.
Not too shabby.
Hi, Diane. Come on in.
Hello, Diane Warren. How are you?
Good to see you.
I'm Jeremy. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. How are you feeling tonight? Rolling in the door here.
I'm feeling good, except I broke my hand.
Oh, how did that happen? Are you okay?
I'm an idiot, and I fell in my office yesterday.
Oh, I feel you.
You know.
Simple thing, and here you go.
Everybody's saying, good luck with the Oscars, break a leg. So I thought,
Broke an arm.
I've already got a head start.
Get ahead of it
my
here.
hand.
What's the time frame here? What are we looking at?
How long?
Yeah.
I don't know. The doctor today, I just came from the doctor. He goes, it takes about 8 weeks. I'm like, kidding me.
So you'll sport it at the Oscars.
It's kind of cool. I think it's kind of bad.
You can kind of bedazzle.
I was going to say, like everyone works the outfit in with the accessories. Did you specifically ask for all black?
I kind of did.
Yeah, no, it works. It works perfectly.
It's kind of cool. Maybe I could change the colors for different occasions.
Diane, it's your 11th nomination at the Oscars.
So I'm now officially the most nominated woman of all time in Oscar history.
Wow.
To have not won.
To have not won. Okay, that's
I think we have some friends
here we go. Get back.
Oh my God. Okay, this is so cool. Oh my God! All right, this is so cool. This is Cheap Trick. Somebody take a picture of this. Hey!
Here we go.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Mike it all.
This is so cool.
All right, these guys stopped by a little earlier, but I want to know from your perspective.
They're the best. They're such a great band. We've done songs together.
That's some of the best
back
songs
in the
we never
day.
wrote.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my God.
Well, here's a question. When you guys, if you would sit down at a table in there tonight, what's the main story that you would recall that comes up every time you're together?
Now you came to Rockford, Illinois.
That's right.
And that's the only thing I can think of.
And I can't remember anything.
You beat up that homeless man.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know, I did.
Yeah, it ended up being
We-
Rick's dad.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry for that. Can you ever forgive me?
You're forgiven, totally. It's Diane Warren, for
It's all
God's
good.
sake.
This is so fun.
Diane Warren just made us aware that she is the woman with the most Oscar nominations in history to have never won an Oscar.
Oh
right?
my God.
Right.
Which makes me the biggest loser ever.
Well, no, I don't think so. Well, here, step on up here. I have a couple more questions for you. I just
Yeah, we do the first song, so don't be.
we're just rolling live. Who knows what could happen?
So
And okay, it has to be.
Come on, that was cool.
Part of the, I guess, what would be appealing about an event like this for someone like yourself, meeting up with old friends,
I
having
haven't
these great
seen
moments.
those guys in 20 years.
Oh, wow.
That was really a cool moment.
It's like
Are we
you
on
guys
TV
just
right
saw
now?
each other yesterday, the way you guys caught up right now.
No, but no one, they're great. I love them.
No
I love
time
them.
has passed.
Such a great band.
So when you look at 11 Oscar nominations, I know we're in Grammys mode, but we're still looking forward to that. 11 nominations. What is significant about this one as compared to maybe previous?
Because was such a long shot. Because it wasn't from a multi-billion-dollar Disney movie. It was from a smaller movie, Breakthrough, a beautiful movie, kind of faith-based, but not a it did well in the box office, but it wasn't like Aladdin and Lion King did. Those songs didn't get nominated. My Little Song did. I'm so excited. And Chrissy Metz is an amazing singer. And what a Cinderella story for her. Right?
Absolutely. We've had her on People Now so many times. Chrissy Metz, one of my favorite people to interview because of that story, and she seems to really be enjoying it. What's your sort of the lasting impression and the takeaway from spending time working with her with the music?
Well, just that I was so shocked because I didn't want to use her. I wanted to get it when I wrote the song. I'm like, oh, we can get anybody to do the song. And then they said, try Chrissy, and I was like, yeah, but she's an actor, she's not a singer. And then she went to my studio for a couple hours. I came back, just to try it out. I came back and prepared to hear something really horrible, and it blew me away how great she was. She was amazing. Who knew?
Had you watched This Is Us?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So I didn't really know. And my songs are really, difficult. They're not easy songs. You have to.
Gotta be able to sing.
You really do. But she really did such a beautiful job on it.
For you, Diane Warren, what is the most inspirational part of the story of Breakthrough from your perspective?
Got everything about it. I mean, that this kid lived. He was dead for an hour. And the doctor basically came out to tell his mother, played by Chrissy Metz in the movie, that he's dead. And she walked in there and just prayed, and the power of her prayer, his pulse came back. He lived. It's a real story. I met the kid and his mom.
Oh, you did?
It's an amazing story. And look, it's all miracles. Like everything, this movie, the song. And I'm really proud of this song.
Wow, it's such a pleasure to talk to you. Yeah, such a great time, and good luck with that arm. Yeah, sorry, wrong hand.
I'd shake your hand, but
Oh yeah, okay.
we'll do the other one.
Wish you all the best.
That was really fun, especially the Cheap Trick.
Yeah, it was great. Have a good night tonight. Thank you so much. All right, making reunions, another one happening over here.
Like we said, we never know what could happen.
So good. So, guys, again, people just tuning in. MusiCares. This is something that happens every year. 30th annual MusiCares tribute tonight, honoring Aerosmith. We've got a lot of people coming.
Okay.
Well, hello. Hey, how are you? Wait a
Can we go
second.
shopping together?
We're having a twin
Have you been
moment.
in my closet? What's your name?
Melody.
I'm Gavin. So nice to meet you. Pleasure's mine. I didn't get your name, man.
Jeremy.
Jeremy, nice to see you, man.
It's
Again,
good to see you
pleasure,
too.
man. Pleasure's mine.
Man, your voice inspires me.
Wow, man.
Your
thank
lyrics
you.
do.
Thank you for that, man.
It's
What an
and
honor.
I really mean it. You've got the kind of music that just it's like this hopeful sorrow or something. I don't know how to describe it. How do you
Thank you for
you
that.
describe it?
A sad song with a happy beat.
Oh, I like that.
I don't know how to describe it. It's how I feel in the moment, and sometimes I try to write how you might feel, and I hope I nail it on occasion. You know what I mean?
You do, and you do.
I appreciate that very, very much, man. Man, we really did go shopping.
It's very
together.
close.
I
And
feel
now I
like
just
we
can't. I
went
just want to
shopping.
gush. I'm just going to gush
Come
over
on,
you
man.
and your musical talent.
Even the bow tie.
What a compliment.
But should we talk about
you
tonight?
got the bow tie, right?
Yeah, you know. Well, I mean, okay, black bow tie, white shirt. That was a pretty solid chance somebody was going to.
This is good.
Talk to me about tonight. What you're looking forward to the most. You're performing, right?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to the whole evening, man. This is a very special night. We're here for MusiCares, as you know, which is a beautiful organization. As a musician, it's nice to know that all these other wonderful musicians and people in the industry come out to support each other. We all know that everybody has a hard time once in a while, and it's nice to know that there's a safety net out there that we can rely on if we need it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's beautiful to be invited to be part of this and see all the great people who would show up.
Can you tell us what you're singing?
Yeah, I can. I'm singing "What It Takes," which is my favorite Aerosmith song.
Did
and
you
they
have
are
a
my
hand in
favorite
picking?
American rock band. Okay. So
Did you get to pick the song?
I did. I got to pick the
nice.
song. I got to pick the song. It's really high, so I'm cheating a little bit.
Okay.
I'm doing it in a different key.
Transpose it down
That's
just a little bit. Okay.
You know what? There's a few reasons for that. Okay. Steven Tyler's a better singer than me.
Okay.
And his range is also higher.
Okay.
So I made a couple concessions, and I know he's going to be in the audience. I didn't want him to, be like, picking at his thumbs or something while I was singing. Be like, oh, this is not very good.
Not great.
Yeah.
Well, that is probably
exactly.
the challenge because you want to make it your own and give it your treatment, right? Kind of put your fingerprint on
To be
it.
totally honest with you, I'd rather do his version, but I just can't.
Just can't do
it. So this is just full transparency. I would love to do his version. I'm incapable of that.
Okay.
I can only do the version that I can get away with.
And so wait, which song again?
What It Takes.
What It Takes. That's the Aerosmith song that sticks in your head.
Yeah.
What do most of your fans today on the street come up to you and sing of yours? What are they loving?
Actually, they were as I was walking in, they said, "Gavin, Gavin, Gavin," and I said, "Yeah." They're like, "Can you get Steven for me?"
Put you in your place quick.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't think I can get him for you.
Yeah. Well, when you develop a fan base, come back and let us know.
I
okay?
will.
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
I'll let you know.
All right. Hey, how about Sunday? What are you looking forward to the most about Grammys night? The whole week is such a big week, but
You
then
know
that
what,
night
man? You know what? Grammys are a great excuse for a lot like tonight, to get together and see what everybody's up to, and put our feelers out and say, well, who's coming out with what? What's the next play? What's the next play for this artist, for that artist? Should I maybe get together with such and such? Oh, I hit it off with whoever backstage, and we started talking about cutting a record. And that's the beauty of putting these types of things together, the Grammys, and these types of events as well. You're going to see each other, and you get to vibe with each other, and see, where you can take those new relationships. Because there's some beautiful relationships that come from doing charities like this, and also doing work like that. So it's a really special thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all part of this community, right?
Yeah.
And you're just kind of putting your feelers out there and seeing who you gel with the best, and who you would make sense to work with.
Family vibe.
Yeah, it is. It's a family vibe. At the end of the day, it's a very, very small industry. There's a lot of talent in it. There's a lot of power in it, in this small business. But it still is a small business.
Real quick, we're
Small
out of time.
community.
Real quick, we're out of time. I'm sorry to interrupt there.
Yeah.
As in the same way I gush to you about your lyrics,
You're so
what
nice.
artists would
Yeah,
you
I'm
see
not
in
too
here? What artists would you see in here and gush to them about their music?
Well, I'll tell you what. Yesterday, I was doing sound check, and I saw Sammy Hagar, and I'm a huge Van Halen fan.
Okay.
And I went up to him, and I was like, "How do you know when it's love?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, I love that hook." He was like, "Oh wow, thank you so much." So Hagar,
So you had your moment.
is still so normal and cool. Yeah, I had my moment. But there's such good talent back here. Cheap Trick is here.
Yeah, we just saw them
You know what I
twice.
mean?
They're making their rounds.
Garrett Clark Jr.'s in the house.
Yeah. All right, wait, here they come. Okay, Garrett Clark Jr. Is he coming over? No? Garrett Clark? Come on, Garrett Clark Jr.
We gotta get Gary
Garrett
in
Clark
here.
Jr., how you
Gotta
doing?
get Gary in
Wait,
here.
how do you got, what's the link between you two?
Gary's a super talent, and we had a mutual friend who initially told me, "You got to check this guy out. He's going to be gigantic. He's totally legit." And I did, of course, and I met him. He's the greatest guy, and he's just an absolute super talent. I'm an absolute fan.
I mean, where do we go from here?
I didn't know it was like that. I appreciate that.
And it is like that. It is like that.
All right, there we go.
It is like that. It's going to be a great
Thank you.
show tonight.
It's great to talk to you, man.
Hey, by the way, lovely to meet you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure.
Have a good night.
Dude, great to see you, man.
Can you
Thank
hang
you
out
guys.
for a bit?
See you guys later.
Can we hang out here?
I'll
Can
see
we
you.
talk to you a little
I'll
bit?
see you.
Just real quick?
Have fun.
For the two of you, let's talk about tonight. What are we looking forward to the most?
Performances,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
I get to rock with Yola.
Yeah. Yeah, we just had Yola here, and she such an inspirational story. She's talking about going
she was
through
homeless at some point.
Yeah, she's overcome so much. What inspires you most about her?
Oh man, just the attitude. We got to hang with her a little bit last night.
Yeah.
She's just energetic, beautiful, sweet, and amazing talent.
You look like an actual angel. Can I just say that? I mean, head to toe. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, how did you even put this all together?
I don't know. He's influence.
Yeah.
He's a good muse.
Nothing to do. I have nothing to do. That's all live.
All right, Aerosmith, for you, what comes to mind as soon as you hear it?
Walk This Way as a kid, seeing the video. As a guitar player, starting to play in 1996. Joe Perry was all over every guitar magazine, just learning tabs and hanging out with friends, trying to learn the bit.
Have you met Joe Perry? We'll see. Maybe tonight. We'll know. We'll find out. It's so good to talk to you both.
Thank you.
Have fun tonight. Yeah. Congrats on everything. Beautiful. Have a great night. Thank you all so much. All right. So, MusiCares, we are live, and we're just rolling right through. We're just gonna keep going here. Oh, hello, Leanne Rhymes. How are you? Jeremy, it's good to see you.
Hi, Melody. Hi, nice to meet you.
So, how are you? Okay, look, I was just gushing over you a bit. I'm doing that a lot tonight for some reason because I'm just
to be in the air.
Yeah.
There's a very loving energy here tonight.
There really is, and that's part of what MusiCares is. There is that vibe. But then, as a fan of yours, you've been in the business a while. It seems that Grammys weekend and week and all the events leading up to it are really special.
Yeah.
Talk some about that and what this particular event, why it stands out as something every year that people look forward to.
Oh, wow. Well, first we get to honor an artist that we've all loved for decades normally is what is happening, especially Aerosmith. I mean, I love Steven. I've been a fan and friend with him for years now, and yeah, I'm excited to be here honoring them. But MusiCares is a fantastic organization. I mean, it's nice to have a community of musicians that support each other, a place to go in time of need, whether it be a low moment in your life, addiction, whatever it is. They really do support musicians and artists, and that's why we're here. Mainly is to really feed that community, you know?
And you know, Jeremy and I were peeping your Instagram earlier, and you posted the cutest holiday photo with your modern family.
Yes.
How wonderful is it to be at this place where everyone's just in a happy place and you can all hang out together?
It's good. Yes, I mean, you know, we are a blended family, and it has. The funny thing is, like, it has its moments, like, as we're all together, but they're funny. They're, like, not what you would normally think. Nobody's fighting. Nobody's doing anything weird.
It's family.
It's just, yeah, it is. And it's really, it's interesting. The kids are older now. You know, one's 17, almost 17, and almost 13. So it's fun. It's, like, it's nice and quiet. And nice and quiet is good, yeah. And the kids are happy, and, yeah, that's all that matters.
A lot of people relate to that. What is the key to making the blended family work?
Oh, wow. Is there one? I don't know.
You guys have figured it out.
I don't know. I think it really, for me, it's about, first off, I'm going to get really deep. It's about working. It was working on myself to be able to feel confident and secure in my own self. And I think everything else around me changed. But I also think you really do have to consider everyone's feelings, and you have to allow people to have them, and you can't take them personally, and like all the things, which is easier said than done.
Sure, yeah.
But at least we shoot for that, you know? So.
And, you know, and people, we love to hear from artists going through those real life moments that a lot of people relate to. And that is some of the theme of tonight as well, like figuring out how to make it through tough times. When you think back about maybe some of those times you were talking about when you had to really reconcile things with yourself, what helps you through?
Oh, wow.
I know, we're getting deep here.
Well, there's a lot of things. Honestly, I know there's a lot of talk about loving thyself. But, and I still, every day, like, to love all the parts of you, to welcome all the parts of you and not try to push them away. Recognizing that what is showing up in your world at the moment is there for your best interest, your highest good, and learning from it. I guess looking at it from that angle instead of, oh my God, as a victim, what's happening to me? Realize this is happening for my highest good. This is for my growth. And so I think just that flip of, you know, the frame of mind is really helpful.
Is this the kind of age with the kids where it's like, let's cash in the chips, it's a Grammys weekend, we want to go to after parties, get us in, Mom?
Oh.
Is it that kind of, you know?
No, they're not that way at all,
Really?
actually, no.
Because I would be all about like it's time to cash them in.
Yeah, no, right, totally. No, they're not that way at all. They're so chill. I think it's from being around all of us. They're like, whatever, like, yeah. No one's that cool, so yeah. Trust me, they put us in our place. You're like, what do you do again? Like, what? Yeah.
You've been famous since you were so young. How do you stay so grounded now at this point in your career and life?
Oh, wow. I think it's my own self. Like, honestly, like, really, I guess separating the LeAnn Rimes entity, basically, is what it is from
the brand of LeAnn Rimes from the real person.
From me, but also at the same time combining that and making it one whole piece, because I feel like it's so easy to be so fractured because we have this thing that's kind of outside of us that's larger than life, you know, and to bring that into one whole human instead of feeling like it's always so far outside of me and this whole different thing has been really important for me. So just kind of coming back into self and staying grounded is really a huge part of my life. Yeah.
We're all about Aerosmith tonight. Number one Aerosmith song for you.
Oh wow, so many. Crazy or Crying. I'm a 90s chick, so I was introduced to Aerosmith with the song I'm singing tonight, Living on the Edge.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
You're gonna belt it? I mean, are you like going all in?
I'm going all over.
You have to do it.
I start out not so in, and then I go all full.
Like obviously, yeah. Like no, I'm gonna give it like
half. If anyone can belt, it's you.
Well, I start out. What I mean by not so in is I start out just by myself. So it's like acapella at the beginning, and then we go to like rock or two. Yeah.
When Steven Tyler's sitting there looking at you, does that make you more nervous, or is it like, yeah, we can settle in? I know the guy.
No, I want him to get up on stage with me. Is what I want.
Oh, nice. Okay, we'll see if it happens.
We'll see if it happens.
Such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night tonight. There we go. There we go. Have a good night tonight. LeAnn Rimes performing tonight at MusiCares, honoring Aerosmith and their annual huge tribute. Jerry Cantrell is here. Where we go from Alice in Chains? Here we go.
I see him making his way over.
Yeah, you see the arrivals there. We're just going to keep rolling. Hello, how are you, sir?
How are you?
I'm Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Melody.
Hey, Melody. How are you?
Good to see you. So, all right, tonight, what are we most excited for?
Well, it's going to be a good night of music. I just talked to Rob and Xander, looking really forward to seeing those guys play. Aerosmith as well, one of my favorite bands, and very influential to my generation of musicians. And so to see them honored, it's a privilege to be here. Glad to see that recognition from them. Yeah.
Can you talk about the importance of MusiCares? I think, you know, in the last few years we've seen so many heartbreaking stories about artists struggling and ultimately not being able to overcome demons, but MusiCares gives you a chance to ask for help.
Absolutely. MusiCares is a fantastic organization that has helped many of my friends, myself included, and a great group of people. I don't really miss a chance to give back or be a part of, to partake of helping the organization in any ways. So.
You talk about the different generations of music. When you look at where music is in 2020, who do you have your eye on? Like who sticks out to you? Maybe makes your playlist?
I'm kind of an old classics guy, really. Okay. I'm probably gonna hear me playing Cheap Trick and Aerosmith.
All right, nice.
Gonna hear me playing. But
makes sense. A perfect place to be.
Working on a new record myself, and so generally when I'm in that sort of a mode, I pretty much don't listen to anything until I'm done. So nothing creeps in there.
Can you give us a little like what's the vibe of the new music and what's inspiring you these days?
It's interesting. I did a couple of shows December 7th and 6th at the Pico Union Project in LA with some friends, and I got to play some of my material from my solo records. And when I'm with Alice, and that takes the majority of my time. So this year we're taking a little time off. So you know, if you liked any of the solo work that I did or work with Alice, I'm sure you might like some of this stuff too.
Grammys weekend, generally speaking, as it ramps up, people love it. What do you look forward to the most every year?
Oh, it's fun. You know, it's a heck of a process being a musician and being a band and a songwriter, and so you know, to see music celebrated and to have like all genres kind of honored and kind of come together, it's a cool thing. So it's an interesting week, events like this as well, you know, and basically I get to see a lot of old friends, make some new ones as well.
Well, it's really good to meet you. Thank you for taking some time with us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Enjoy the night.
Have a good night tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
I see Luis Fonsi making his way down the
Luis Fonsi's here. All right. So we know Luis Fonsi's going to be here. We have.
I think they're.
Are they bringing it? Are they coming over? Hello, hello.
Look.
How are you, sir? I'm Jeremy. It's good to see you.
Hi.
Hello. How are you? Hi. Jeremy. Good to meet you.
Hi.
All right. So here we go. Let's step right up in here to the light.
Get you up into.
Doing the Raw live show. We're just rolling and going.
I love it.
You look great, by the way.
Thank you.
Can we talk about the look? We always talk about the look with the ladies. Let's talk about the look with the men.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Like, what do
So
we
you
got
know
here?
it's rock and roll, so I did a little animal print. I usually stay a little bit more, I don't know, in the darker colors, but today I figured
Make it pop.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to do this today. So
Do you get final approval here?
of course, she's
Okay.
always.
Happy
She's the boss.
She's the boss. All right.
What are you singing tonight? Can you share with us?
I'm singing Angel. You're my angel.
Nice.
Oh,
I mean, just that little bit. I'm ready. I'm ready to hear the whole entire thing.
You can't go wrong with any Aerosmith song.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's win-win.
Do you remember the first time you ever heard one of their songs? Because it really sticks in your head when you hear an Aerosmith song.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've been around for so long. I don't remember exactly which song it was, but it just sort of becomes part of our soundtrack, you know, our live soundtrack.
You have had an incredible year, 2 years, several years. You're just doing some great things. What are you looking forward to the most that's coming up?
I'm doing La Voz, which is the Spanish version of The Voice. We're doing that in Telemundo, so it's the second season. So we just started last Sunday, so that's fun. Releasing new single in March, new album later this year. We start touring in May, so just having fun.
When it comes to a contestant on that show, what do they need to do to impress you? Is there something specific you're always kind of got your eye out on?
I never know how to answer that question. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things, you just know it. You feel it. More than you hear it, you just feel it. You know, you have to press that button. It's magic.
Between the two of you, let's imagine a Grammys party. The dance move is going. Who's more likely to be breaking a move on the dance floor here? Do you got the moves or does she got the moves?
I have the moves.
Okay.
She has the looks.
Okay, got it. Makes sense. There we go. Boom, it works out. Hey, you guys have a good night tonight. It's so good to talk to you. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything. Yeah, I want that. The suits, right? Looking good. All right, so we're going to continue here at the MusiCares event, 30th annual MusiCares
Getting packed here.
It's packed. Tribute to Aerosmith this year. And we've got, here we go. Oh, hello. Hello.
Hi,
How are
Emily.
you? I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy, Emily, pleasure
Hi.
to meet you.
Hi, Emily. This is Melody.
Hi. Look at this outfit you have on.
it's
Super
Blair.
cool.
Yeah. Looking good.
Thank you. I photobombed. I didn't mean to.
No, it's
I was
fine.
looking at my hair.
You're not
Make
the
your way.
first.
You just
won't be
walk
the
past
last.
like me most of the time. So thank you for
Yeah.
letting someone else do that.
It's perfect.
For once.
Both of you have.
All right. So tonight, you walk in this room, you look around, you see Luis Fonsi, you see all these different people walking around. Who gets you excited?
I'm just excited. Honestly, every single person. I mean, I'm still a fan at heart. I'm trying not to ask for your autograph right now.
It's literally worthless. Thank you.
I'm
That's
a
nice.
fan. You know, I know what it takes to do this music thing. And when I look at Aerosmith, all the years they've stuck with it, I get chills. I can't believe it. You know, it's amazing.
Is there a go-to Aerosmith song for you when you're maybe karaokeing or belting in the car?
I always love Jaded.
Oh, you know, everyone has a different answer.
Yeah?
Which just goes to show how diverse.
How many songs?
Right, with so many hits.
Yeah, so many hits. That's when you.
We haven't heard that one yet, though.
Oh, I love that. Well, 90s was my
Those are like the
generation.
sweet spot, right?
Yeah,
right.
exactly. So that was my thing. Yeah.
I like it.
Grammys weekend. So Sunday night, Grammys are rolling out. What do you look forward to the most about the night of?
The night of, I get to wear Mugler. I'm wearing Mugler right now.
All right, nice.
They gave me something cute. I get to dress up. But I'm really looking forward to being with my buddies because this year I'm fortunate that we were nominated together. Jeremy Most, who's my producer, was nominated as well. And Ben Kane, who is our engineer, mixer, is here as well. So we're a family. So get to be at the red carpet together is so fun.
The moment you found out about the nomination, what was it like? Where were you?
I was in DC. I was on tour with Sarah Bareilles,
And I woke up that morning, and my manager called me, and I thought he was in an accident. He sounded so surprised. and it was good news, thank God. And we had a show in DC that night, and it really set the tone for the day. It was good.
At that point, I feel like you would party a little bit with Sarah Bareilles to celebrate.
Oh, well, every day's a party with Sarah.
Okay, but was there something heightened to kind of really commemorate and memorialize the Grammy nomination this time around?
You know what? I think I had a cheeseburger.
Oh, no, that'll do it. Hey, treat yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You try to be good, but then you gotta let
Grammy
it go.
nomination. Oh, hello.
Yeah. Hi. Oh, no. She's checking her.
She's checking her hair too. This is like a mirror for everyone here. All right, thank you. It's such a
Jeremy.
pleasure to
So
talk
nice
to you.
to meet you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Melody, thank you. Bye.
We have
All right.
Melissa Etheridge coming
Melissa
right up.
Etheridge is here.
Hello, Melissa.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
come
Melissa
on.
Etheridge. I'm Jeremy.
Hi.
My
wife, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
We are live. Let's step on up here. Let's step on up. So we want people running
Is
through,
this the
checking their hair.
most rock and roll date night?
Oh,
yes.
we both get to wear the leather tonight.
Yeah, looking
We're
good.
both
This is when
wearing
the kids go, whoa, who are you guys?
I know.
You know, all dressed up.
Look, you're a legend in and of your own right, and you know that, and I know that. Let's talk about honoring someone like Aerosmith and like what that means to you.
Growing up in the Midwest, Aerosmith was the naughty boys. They were the first music that came out. They personified that rock and roll edge that we all dreamed that we could be. Fast cars and girls and everything. And they
Say that out loud.
and then they've just maintained that. They did it without destroying themselves. They have kept going, and they still have the heart of rock and roll. And tonight, what you're going to see so many artists who are so grateful to be able to hold that energy of rock and roll and perform it tonight. Oh, it's just really exciting.
That is You're making me excited right now.
I'm excited.
Got some enthusiasm. Yeah.
And Melissa, you've had the most inspirational career. Is there any advice you would give your younger self looking back?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I would say enjoy it more. I'd say don't worry so much. Don't take it so seriously. You're going to get there. Take each day at a time and do more sit-ups.
Do more sit-ups. I want to hear from you. I want to know every morning you wake up, what inspires you the most about Melissa?
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Well, do you know that she starts each day with an absolute clean slate, with no starch or negativity? I mean, honestly, I don't. She has taught me so much, and I think she's an alien part of the time.
Don't tell everybody.
And what inspires me is watching rehearsals and seeing young women that are coming up in this business, and it's so exciting. And oh my God, tonight is just going to rock your world.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful what happens.
Who are some of the standout rehearsals that you saw?
Oh God, Yola?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That way, if you don't know Yola's music, go get it. Yola is amazing. It's beyond anything you really. Tonight she's going to kill it tonight.
Well, she stopped by earlier and told us about her story and everything she's been through, which is incredible to be here now tonight.
Leanne Rimes. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. It's just a beautiful night. Oh my God.
One thing that did stick out about Yola's story, and I was interested in hearing from you, she has talked about some really rock bottom moments that she's had. When you look back at your career and maybe moments where it felt that way, what sticks out that got you through?
You know, that's it's a personal thing that's inside each of us that, and I tell this when people say, what does it take to make it? I'd say, well, you have to be able to hear from everyone you know that you're not going to make it, that you can't make it, and you still want to make it.
Yeah.
That's about what it takes. You have to have this, you have to love what you do so much. You have to love writing and singing, and it doesn't matter if everybody hates it, you love it. And that's what it should be. So, you should love
Advice for everybody. Thank you so much. Pleasure to talk to you. You too. Yeah, have a great night. Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Cool, really.
You know what I do love about, and I know I'm vamping, I'm filling time, but this is true. MusiCares, there is a heart to it, and hearing musicians who they're walking in this event actually do feel kind of like they're in the mode, they want to talk about things that matter. And hearing from people like Melissa Etheridge, from Yola, and different people that have come through this line, talking about, hey, and even Leanne Rimes, like talking about, wow, I had a moment where I didn't know if I was going to be able to go on, where I had to reevaluate who I was. People who we tend to look at and idolize, like they've got it all, they've got the world in the palm of their hand, all that. And hearing those stories, I think, kind of translates to everyone.
Our
like,
cover
wow.
this week, Jessica Simpson, how much has she been through that no one knew?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good
Addiction,
example.
Sexual assault,
Yeah.
everything.
we hear from people like Jessica Simpson and others that from all outward appearances have the world and have everything that everyone kind of wants. And when I think as fans, when we hear, wow, they struggle with things, it maybe is inspiration to know that we're all kind of in this, right?
We
I
see
think Rick Springfield is here.
Yeah, we hear some buzz about Rick Springfield.
Hello, Rick Springfield. How are you, sir? I'm Jeremy. It's good to see you.
How are you? That's a really bright light.
Very bright. It's very, very bright. The underglow, it was requested. Hey, I've talked to you a couple times. I think the first time I ever talked to you was when you were releasing a documentary, and there were some other things surrounding that. I just find your story and your life so fascinating. When you look at a moment like this, 2020, Rick Springfield, Grammys weekend, what are you most excited about these days?
Not much. Really? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like being here to see Aerosmith for sure. I'm very happy to see them and to support the MusiCares thing. I mean, I'm big on supporting charities that do great work and are meaningful. Like we're the Australian Flyers. We're doing a lot of supporting the wildlife warrior Steve Irwin's charity and trying to make, all you can do is give money at this point.
Yeah.
Give money to the people that know what they're doing and know how to heal. The same here on the MusiCares thing. They really know what they're doing and they do the right thing. I have a lot of time.
And you've been a huge advocate of mental health. You've been open about struggles you've been through as well. And I think, especially in this day and age, a lot of young people can struggle with, staying healthy. And do you have any advice you would give them?
You talking about depression specifically, or just? Yeah. I mean, I'd certainly talk. I wouldn't be afraid to talk about it. That's one thing I've never been afraid to talk about it because it's part of my life. I've had to deal with it since I was 14 or 15, and I tried to kill myself at 16. So I know what I'm talking about, and I've talked to a lot of people, and I don't really, all I have is my experience that I try and turn it into something positive, and I try and use it creatively if I can, so it doesn't defeat me. And always talk to people. Don't let it fester while you're on your own in a corner. Really talk to people.
Your lyrics are always so incredibly written. Your last album, it's a lot of your personal stories were in it. Are you working on new music right now?
Yeah, I am actually. I have actually a novel coming out, my second novel coming out, but I'm working on stuff to do with the things Sammy and I are involved in.
Can you tell us more about the novel?
It's a follow-up to the last one, Magnificent Libation. It's called World on Fire.
Okay.
And it talks about the environment, but it's very black humor. It's very, very dark humor, and not for everybody.
On a different note, we're honoring Aerosmith tonight at this MusiCares event.
Rightly so.
From an artist's perspective and musicianship and all things considered, what inspires you from them?
Every musician is inspired by every musician. There's always something in an artist that you go, either you like or you don't like, and say, I'd love to do something like that, or I got to stay away from that. Aerosmith have always been unrelentingly cool, and they've carried it on as they've gotten older, which is, we're all getting older, and it's great to see that they're still rocking, still doing meaningful stuff. And it's music that really keeps you young and keeps, as long as you got the energy for it, and they do, and it's great to see it.
Final question: is there someone that you see every Grammys? Maybe it becomes like an annual thing that you love to meet up with, kind of hang out with, catch up.
I met Elvis, I met Paul McCartney, so that's pretty much it.
Good to go. At that point, it's all.
Can't beat that.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks
It's a pleasure to talk to you. It really is.
Thank you so much.
Rick Springfield is someone who, as you mentioned, has gone through so much, has been an inspiration to so many people.
Absolutely, and I think what's also interesting is that he's still going through it. He's open about it. Depression isn't something that just goes away one day, and I think that's something people need to hear. There's no cure all for it. Everyone's different, and he's one of those saying, yeah, I still battle, but I live a full, happy life.
And I look forward to the novel, the new music.
There's a lot going on.
On top, there's definitely a lot going on for him. So guys, if you're just joining us, we are at the MusiCares special tribute tonight. This is something that happens annually during Grammy Awards weekend, honoring a person of the year. This year, that person is the phenomenal, legendary group Aerosmith, and we're very excited to be talking about them, maybe even talking to them as they come here tonight. And the way it works, some huge stars that we know and love, John Legend, Kesha, LeAnn Rimes, and others, many others, will be singing Aerosmith songs as part of that tribute when the show kicks off a little later on tonight. This event donating money, gaining money for incredible causes that MusiCares supports throughout the year for people in the music community who may hit hard times, focusing on natural disasters, focusing on mental health and other self-care type things.
Even down to the small, they don't have money to go to the dentist, everyday, appointments that you and I would need to go to, and they can help you out there too. So it's everything from, treatment all the way down to just a simple doctor visit.
We've been talking about the Joe Bros. They are going to be here tonight as well. They're going to be singing one of Aerosmith's songs up on that stage. Oh my gosh. What song will it be? Is it all three of them? We don't know the specifics.
No.
But we're going to find out a little bit more. So far tonight, we've had some incredible conversations with people like LeAnn Rimes, Gavin DeGraw, who is right over there. I gushed a little too much. I got to tell you, there are moments where I get overwhelmed. So you have to help pull me back, all right?
Melissa Etheridge and her wife, how cool are they? We love
Incredible. Icons doing their thing.
You haven't sung in a while.
What's that?
You haven't burst out into song.
I made a pact beforehand that I would keep the singing to a minimum and the dancing to a minimum, and that's for you. So I'm not doing it.
I have to say, there have been so many different honorees throughout the history of MusiCares. Every year the turnout is different. Last year was Dolly Parton, so of course the whole country Nashville seemed to flood, the LA Convention Center.
All right.
This year it's all rock stars and these super hip, cool people.
Kind of interesting how it you're saying country people aren't hip and cool because
They're cool in a different
got
way.
some issues with that comment, with that feeling. But no, it is interesting how it sort of sets the tone, right?
Yeah.
For the crowd and the people that are showing up. And I love hearing from people that are totally out of the genre about the things that inspire them when it comes to Aerosmith, when it comes to that kind of music. So yeah, there's so much of that. All right, we're all, of course, ramping up to the big night, which is this Sunday, the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards. We will be live on PeopleTV and all People platforms. We're going to be live streaming Sunday afternoon. You have to check that out. Janine Rubenstein and I will be there. She's also from People, the senior music, I just call her the music maven of People. She knows everything. She's got great insight. We're going to be doing that, talking to the biggest stars, the nominees of the night as they roll in. So you have to be sure to check that out. And we appreciate you joining us tonight as well. All right, Melody.
Who can we spot?
We got a lull, so I'm going to spot. I'm not going to start dancing just yet, though it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Oh, we see Kesha on the carpet.
Kesha's here. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that.
Oh, look at her.
Okay,
She's wearing this head to toe,
Right now, I want People's fashion team to be
rock
here.
queen. Ooh, and another Diane Warren reunion.
There
Diane
you go.
knows everyone, but they actually work together. And Kesha has a new album coming out actually next week, I think, and a lot of her work in the past few years have been very emotional. She poured her heart and soul into it, and I think she said this time she wanted to just have fun, make people happy.
I'm actually really anxious to talk to her about that and how her journey over the past couple of years, which has had.
She's been through an arc.
She's been through a lot, and people have been paying attention. She's really been pivotal in bringing a voice to many women in the industry about moments of injustice, things that have happened along the way. She's been a pioneer in that, really a trailblazer, one of the loudest voices in those conversations over the past couple years. It's really great to see her, I think, now, and fans obviously are there for it, but to see her on this side of things and being able to create new music and continuing to inspire her fans along the way. And continuing to inspire our fashion teams, too.
I mean, she looks
with the whole look.
Pretty awesome. Who would you kind of be your dream interview on Sunday, Jeremy?
Dream interview Sunday for the Grammys. It's a really tough one. Don't at me, Taylor Swift.
I think we have Richie Sambora. Oh. I don't
Quick
blame
drink.
him. He has to hydrate.
Gotta hydrate. Again, self-care is important. Here we go.
You're with PeopleTV.
Hello guys, how are you? I'm Jeremy.
Hey, how are you, Don?
Good to see you.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. Nice
to see you. So talk about tonight. You roll in this room. There's energy. There's anticipation. What are you most looking forward to?
Of course, we're celebrating Aerosmith tonight. One of the most quintessential rock and roll bands in American history, world history, as far as I know.
When you think Aerosmith, what comes to mind?
Aerosmith rocks. 1976, back in the saddle again.
That's right.
When it comes to a night like tonight, it's the Grammys weekend. There's a lot of anticipation, and people come out for it.
Grammys?
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe for some
We
people.
love that weekend.
For some people. But you know, it's the kind of thing we ramp up every year. What do you look forward to the most for the Grammys and all
Just
the
seeing
events?
the show.
Yeah.
And losing, basically. Yes, I am the Susan Lucia of the Grammys. I've been nominated 12 times. I've won one, so I got one good one.
Oh, you got one above Diane
I-
Warren. She has 11 nominations, never won.
Those are Oscar nominations, true.
Oh,
but
that's
still.
different.
But
Oh,
still.
that's different.
But still. Where do you keep that one? That one Grammy?
On my piano.
On the piano.
On the piano. It reminds me I better write a good song today.
And what inspires you these days, really, when it comes to sitting down at that piano, and if you want to come up with something new? What's
Communication, really. I think it's sincerity. As songwriters and as musicians, what you try to do is, make people happy. Actually try to communicate to humanity because we all share so much of the same thing. So the things that happen to us are going to happen to everybody else. And so I think that's what music does for people, is keep people company. So I'm proud to be a part of that community of keeping people company. I don't know what people would do without music.
Storytellers. Yeah.
Are there any new faces that get you really excited to hear their music?
Lizzo.
What is it about Lizzo?
Yeah, she's just fearless. When you see an artist that is not playing the game, but that is still making music that can communicate with millions of people, because she's just
sincere
on it. Yes.
Sincerity,
yeah.
man.
It's authentic.
Yeah. That's it. When it's
There's
that way.
Yeah.
And
She
when it's
wears her
that
heart on
way,
her
it's
sleeve.
that way.
Yeah.
That's when it's that way. Aerosmith is that way. It was sincere about from the time they were young and they were trying to make it in the film. And they just kept on going. And Lord knows they've had 9 lives.
Steven Tyler and Richie Zambora were never going to have day
9
jobs.
lives.
They were never going to have day
I'm
jobs.
an investment counselor. Trust me.
Hey,
You'd be surprised.
What's the Aerosmith song that always sticks out to you that you love to sing in the shower?
There's so many. Dream On, Back in the Saddle.
There we go.
That's
There we
pretty
go.
good. I like that one.
We had a few people sing a little bit. I'm glad they get a little bit out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. It's great to talk to you.
Pleasure.
Have a great night tonight. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
All right.
You got someone to sing. I'm so proud of you,
Finally.
Jeremy.
It took a long time to get someone to sing,
It
but
really
it finally
did.
happened. So, a lot of fans of Lizzo. Here's the thing. When an artist like her, it's a huge year for her. So many nominations at the Grammys. She's leading the pack, right?
Right.
She's just incredible what she's been able to do. I can't wait to talk to her tomorrow or Sunday at the Grammys about just what this moment means to her when you've got some of the biggest stars in the world
Saying your name.
and hey, I can't wait to talk. They're saying I can't wait to talk to Lizzo. When just a few years ago she was going through some very difficult things along her way and along her journey. So it's really inspiring.
I
to hear
can't wait to see what she wears on the carpet.
Yeah,
She's
right?
kind of a trailblazer with fashion and a little purse. It's everywhere now. I always told people have been putting little purses on their big purses because of Lizzo.
Well, it is one of the things that we always do. By the way, we always have the fashion recaps on People and at People and PeopleTV. You can check that out after all the award shows, breaking down the big fashion moments of the night for the Grammys, for the Oscars, for the SAG Awards. We do it for all the shows. Is there a look or something that sticks out to you? I know this is on the spot. We hadn't planned for this talk, but something that you've seen even this award season or past Grammys or music shows that
You
sticks
know
out.
what I always have this vision of is seeing Lady Gaga always floating down the carpet with, whatever dress she has on, and she truly floats, and there's this entourage around her, but she's just like gliding,
Sure, yeah.
through all the chaos.
Yeah, that is kind of the
Yeah,
vibe, right?
yeah.
I was thinking about, we talked some about this on People Now. Taylor Swift at the American Music Awards recently did kind of a full metallic look, and our fashion teams kind of broke all that down. And then the question becomes, what's the look for the Grammys? Does it turn into a more, it's kind of a larger scale, like full flowy ball gown type vibe or something like that? And then I love paying attention to the guys, and our fashion teams have now started paying much more attention to what the tuxes are. And that game, people like Post Malone who have these massive statement pieces and these huge looks. The Grammys are a place
And the Jonas
where
Brothers.
people make the statements. Yeah.
Didn't Joe show up in a tux without the shirt?
Yeah, I believe so. One of the things, yes. And you're right. They always have incredible looks, and they have a way of, like, I don't know. Do they take risks? Yes, to some degree. Enough so that it's right there for us to take note, talk about it, and then kind of be inspired by it to
Last
some degree.
weekend at the SAG, you went sockless. Is that right? And someone asked you about it. Who was it? Was it
Wow,
Robert De Niro?
It was Robert. So So one of the style trends in the world of men's fashion, apparently, is the no-show sock. It's fine, you get a little ankle in there. Robert De Niro, who was given the Life Achievement Award at the Screen Actors Guild Awards last weekend, did make his way up onto the stage. We all, me, him, and my co-host Lolo Ganeke, had a great conversation, and he did have to question me about why I forgot my socks. And it was a great moment that I'll never forget.
It was a great moment.
So anyway, but yeah, when it comes to the Grammys, we obviously talk about the fashion. We talk about the different things the artists are doing. But the greatest thing about Grammys week and Grammys weekend is celebrating the music. I mean, when it comes down to it, and what we hear from the artists, that whether they're legacy artists from decades ago or whether they're new artists, there's this appreciation for what music does for people, right? And how it plays into the lives of fans and changes them.
Lives. It honestly does save lives.
Yeah, it saves lives. And then organizations like this, like MusiCares, who raise money and put on huge events every year with the biggest names in music in order to bring more awareness. So it's really incredible to be a part of an event like that. And I think to hear personal stories from some of these stars in ways that they've been helped, in ways music has changed their lives, and even hearing how they have these fan-type encounters with other musicians that they look up to.
Absolutely. I'm excited because we're going to be seeing so many fresh faces on the carpet at the Grammys. You have Billie Eilish, another, she's kind of in the same lane as Lizzo. So many nominations. We didn't see her much until this past year. And, all these celebrities have blown up this year, so.
Uh-oh. Hello, sir. How are you? Hi, Sammy.
I'm happy to be here.
Great to see you.
I'm happy and Jimmy.
Hello.
My wife, Kari.
Hello. Good to meet you. Performing tonight.
Yes, sir, I am. I'm a little nervous because the song "Back of the Saddle Again." It starts with an E over a high C note. It just starts there, like
you just know the note in your head right now. You just
back in the saddle again. Yeah. So you start there.
I mean, there's just like I hear it. I'm excited.
You gotta start there. That's crazy. Steven's nuts.
What's your favorite thing about this guy? I just felt there's a lot of energy. This is a motivational type person, I can tell. Waking up every day. What do you appreciate the most?
This is high energy. This is needs to be bottled.
Yeah.
Although we do bottle some things, don't we?
I can wait out the car if you want to talk to her.
You just gave everyone here a second win.
She might say something. We could get in a fight tonight.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Almost 30 years we've been married. I mean, we've worked a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, right. Okay. 30 years. What's the key to making it work?
We stay together all the time. Like we do 99.9% of things together. We even go shopping together. We don't take separate vacations. We don't say, hey, honey, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'm going to go hang out with the boys. We don't do that kind of stuff. No, we hang out together.
And are these rules that you laid out, or it just happened naturally because you like each other?
We like each other.
Yeah, we like each other.
We hang out.
And, we kind of made that commitment when we first started hanging out, before we had a baby. Babies. Well, our first baby, though, we were getting like 5 years, and we just did everything together. Bicycle ride. I got a bicycle babe for two. I built a tandem.
Yeah.
So, but then we had our baby. So what are we going to do? Kara says, they got a thing called backpacks.
Yeah.
Baby's going with it.
That's great. Get out there and do life together. You know what I thought was interesting about you?
The baby trailer behind that.
What's that?
I said not on the tandem. We had a baby trailer.
Clearing it up. Mom's clearing it up. I understand. My wife does the same exact thing. I wondered though. You mentioned there that you're nervous to get on that stage to some degree. Whether you're joking or not, it's interesting to hear that you're nervous because you've done so much. But what are you most excited about? Not only just tonight, but things that are going on in your life right now that you have coming up.
Oh well, we have an announcement. We're going to do a 39-40 city tour coming up in July. Wow. So the announcement's being made Monday. I'm very excited about that with my band, The Circle. We made a record last year. We had a #1 album. In my whole career, in Van Halen, we had all #1 albums, but the solo artists never had a top 10 record, and we had #4 in one category, #1 in 3 categories. And that was a big deal for me, so I'm going to support that record again this year. We did 30 shows last year. I'm going to do 39, 49 shows. And the reason I'm doing more is because I feel really good. I wanted to go out and see if I could have the energy and enthusiasm to sing every night. Not every night, but sing 3 or 4 nights a week, and still want to do it. And I did, when the tour was over last year, I went, I was having a good
felt like
time.
you wanted more.
And I felt like we were getting in stride. So I committed to a 39 city tour, which will end up 45 or 50. And Whitesnake's on the tour with us, and Night Ranger. And it's kind of classic rock.
Yeah.
But you got 2 singers like David Coverdale and my voice. We got the same fans.
Yeah.
How different is touring now versus, say, 30 years ago? Like, is the bus a little different? Are you in hotels versus, slumming it on a tour bus?
Well, we have our own plane, so.
Okay. We've
Things have changed a little bit.
That's a luxury that allows me to be able to have businesses like Sammy's Beach Farm Rum. My tequila company, we can fly down to Guadalajara at the drop of a hat and take my partners down there. Guy Fieri's my partner, and Santo Tequila, Rick Springfield with Sammy's Beach Bar Rum. Rick and I just went to Vegas the day before yesterday. Let's fly to Vegas. Let's do a grand opening to the new Strat. We did it. Flew back here. Got up in the morning. Yeah. Without my own plan, I couldn't do that. I'd have said, no, we can't do that, or we can't do that. We can only do that. So anyway.
I want to know what a night out with you and Guy Fieri looks like.
Oh. Well, go on the internet, brother. There's a few. It was his birthday, no less.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you celebrate?
Santo and we bartended. Yeah, at the Strat, we bartended for about an hour for fans for free. We just gave away all the booze, and then we just went and ate and partied. Guy is exactly like me, only he's a little bit younger, so he's crazier. He's like I used to be, which is nothing to be proud of.
He should be ashamed. Yes. He better watch himself.
And he is every morning. Every morning he's ashamed.
They both should come with disclaimers.
Yeah. We were just talking to real quickly before you go. We were just talking to Gavin DeGraw a little bit ago.
I love Gavin.
Gavin was gushing about you and how much I think he saw some of your rehearsal and just really appreciated it. What's it mean for you to have guys that have these huge careers in their own right that are looking up to you as inspiration?
I love it when I meet a younger person like him and he says, "Oh, dude, you're my fan. I'm such a fan." And I think, yeah, everybody tells rock stars that, And then he goes, "I think the greatest pop song, rock song ever written, the best hook I've ever heard in my life was When It's Love by Van Halen. How do I know?" And he starts singing. I'm going, holy crap. That just gives me goosebumps and warms my heart. No one on this planet that's an artist that says they don't love it when someone respects and loves what they do. Anyone that says that, they're lying to you or else they're freaking crazy. They shouldn't be in the business. It's the greatest feeling.
I'm going to hang out with this guy, these two, this couple. Thank you. It's great to talk to you.
Married?
I am.
Well, then you can.
We can do it? Yeah, we can come. I can bring the wife, bring the kids. We'll have a good
I just don't bring no handsome single guys around. Come on.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good night tonight. All right. Wow, this has been a lot of fun.
It has.
The 30th annual MusiCares Person of the Year event tribute to this year Aerosmith. It's been a lot of fun. There's going to be incredible performances tonight. The stars that we've talked to, I feel like they've shared like their heart with us. They've shared like some of their fun traditions, things they love to do, their love for each other, their music. It's been a fun night.
Whole range. Let's go try and crash the party.
Yeah, should we?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. And again, be sure to check us out. PeopleTV streaming live from the Grammys this Sunday night. We'll see you there. Have a good night, everybody.